Hello again guys, welcome back to another video. So today we are going to be analyzing GBP USD. Yeah, I'm going just to do this one pair. Okay, so let's start from the weekly time frame all the way to our entry time frame. So on a weekly time frame, we can try to look for some key areas that the price might be looking to go towards to, and the patterns that might be forming. So currently, as I'm seeing, the chart, it's moving on some type of ascending type of channel over here, of which eventually we might get that push to the downside. Yeah, that's what I can see at the meantime. So let's try and come up with the patterns and see what we can make out of it. So first we have this top one over here and the downward over here. So you can see currently we are at the third touch. Yeah, we are at the third touch, and our target is always 90% rule, which will be here. If this setup will have to play out, this will be our target over here. So currently we are at our third touch, and that's why you can see all these reactions over here. Okay, so the target area that I can see this price going to is this, probably this area on this order block over here, before continuing pushing to the upside. Yeah, now this is on a higher time frame level. Yeah, because after this, let me get that tool again, the brush. Okay, so as you can see, I'm expecting a down push over here, correction, down push, another correction. So it will be a corrective move, or corrective move all the way to the target area over here. Then from here, we'll be looking for a long-term buy again. Okay, so this is what I'm picturing on the GBP USD at the moment on a weekly time frame. So let's go down to a lower time frame and see if we can catch some of these moves. Okay, now when we go to our daily time frame, when you go to our daily time frame, as you can see, the price tapped over here. Yeah, it tapped over here on the third touch, of which we're expecting the price to push to the downside. So this was our first move over here, of which if you could have got like two candles like this one, you could have waited for a correction and a continuation to the downside. But as you can see, the price quickly reversed to the upside. Yeah, the price quickly reversed to the upside and giving us another pattern over here. So it extended to the upside with another ascending channel. Yeah, another ascending channel over here. Yeah, if I'm to move that, so as you can see, this three touch pattern over here, the target was 90% over here, which hasn't tapped yet. We haven't broken this previous low. So I'm waiting to see if this price will continue pushing the downside all the way to break this low over here, because there is liquidity below these two lows over here. So at least we should be breaking these two lows. Then from here you can see if the price will continue pushing upwards, or the price will correct over here for another drop and continue to drop the downside. Okay, so coming up with our entries, our first entry will have been all the way to the at most order block over here. This was the first entry over here. Okay, so if you are analyzing with this type of pattern, our first entry could have been at the top. Okay, at the top over there. But since you could not have known, because this one is usually a risk entry, so if you want to get a better entry, a safe entry, we need to look for another uh, point of interest in this area, where the price, we know that the price will correct, and then we take it from there and take it to the downside. Okay, so let's go down to a lower time frame to a 4 hour, see what you can get. So from the 4 hour time frame, that's where now we start drawing our value areas. Okay, to those who have seen my previous videos, you know what I mean by my value areas. Value areas are actually the order blocks, but more refined. Okay, so as you can see on this pair, currently the price is moving at a sideways movement over here. Okay, on this time frame, this is a sideways move, yet even though the move is on a higher time frame, so you can make a profit out of it. Okay, so over here the price came down with a three touch pattern also, of which I was expecting the price to come all the way to this order block right here, because this was the best entry that you could have gotten from this area. Okay, but as you can see, the price didn't tap that area and push to the upside all the way to the extreme zone. Okay, so right now if we can get this pullback over here, then the first target can be this area over here, because it should react to this area even if it is a lower time frame pullback, and then we continue to the downside if we were to continue to the downside, that is. Okay, so from here we can come up again with our value areas. You can see this is an extreme high over here, but if you can look closely, we have this buy to sell candle right here, okay, of which this is the area that triggered this the upward move before this sell to the downside. So this is the area that triggered this big move the downside. So I'm expecting the price to push again corrective to this area, then we take this trade to the downside. Yeah, so this is the current idea that I have. Now if we draw our value area, we usually use trend lines. So this is an inner trend line over here, and then this is our outer trend line over here. So you can see, since our outer trend line is not yet broken, we focus on the inner trend line. Okay, we focus on the inner trend line, but as you can see in this inner trend line, the price was broken in this area by an order block. Yeah, by an order block. So we can go down to a lower time frame to refine this value area of ours, even though it's within the order block. So when you go to a 2-hour time frame, we can adjust this all the way to the area that the price never pushed back up, which is here, and then you mark this area right there. Okay, so that's, sorry about the noise guys, so that will be our POI, our point of interest right there. So once the price taps this area, my sell limit was already set up. So if price taps this area, I look to take this this trade all the way to this area. But when we tap the previous low over here, I'll be looking for a break even. Yeah, I'll be moving my stops to break even. Though you can also get this on an even lower time frame. Yeah, you can get this on even a lower time frame, because since this one is a 2-hour time frame, if you go to a 15-minute time frame, yeah, if you go to a 15-minute time frame, you can wait for this price to do its thing over here. Then once the price starts to push the downside, you can capture again another POI over here that you can take an entry, which will be a safer one because the stop loss will be tighter. Okay, that's also an option, of which that one for me I'll be looking to scale in, yeah, to add more positions on it. So guys, pound dollar is looking quite nice, and the overall target, let me just take it on a bigger picture. The overall target, as you all know, first one will be here, 90% of this bigger move, and then our overall target will be all the way. I'll be looking to swing this all the way from the bigger time frame pattern, which is out there to up to that area. So I'm looking at 1500 pips. Yeah, of course I won't hold one trade for this long. I'll be looking for more entries as we keep moving, because some pullbacks might be too deep. So I'll be using my trend line, as you can see over here. I'll be using this trend line. So now if I can adjust it, it will be around here. Yeah, so again, if this trend line gets broken, okay, I'll be looking for an entry in these areas again, and then looking for some profits over here, continuing all the way to these areas, because I'm sure we are going to break this low since it has liquidity beneath it. Yeah, so that's it guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe and like, because I'll be posting more on analysis videos and content. So cheers guys.